Hi, my name is Jonathan Hop, and this is a game review, which is a reward for my lovely patrons on Patreon. I will be looking at a game between a 12Q and a 13Q. I'll mainly be looking at white. However, I'd like to make comments for both players. So let's begin. Normal so far. I guess this one was okay. I dig it. All right, white approach is great. I actually am a big fan of this move. I like this move. I know most people don't like it, but I like it. Correct. Ooh, no. So black is supposed to hane here. Then you can either leave it if you want to. Some players usually will just defend here and then white will extend. I like how strong black is. This is bad because you are hane at the head of two stones. So here are the two stones and here is the hane. And so when you hane at the head of two stones, that's good for you. So if black were to continue, white can easily just double hane at this point, and now black's head's being bent, and white has access to the whole side. We don't want to have this shape, which is why we don't push into. Because the only reason we push like that is if we're going to cut, and in this case, sacrificing doesn't even really do anything. So we would never play this move. Black plays here. White's already kind of gained. If white wants to pester him a little bit more, you can play something like this. But this is fine. White could be a little bit more aggressive, and white could play this. That way, black has a weakness at A because there's three spaces here as opposed to two. So when the further stones are apart, the weaker they are. So if you have an outside stone, then you can probably come in at A, and in the process, you can probably also get the corner. But this is okay. It's not like game losing. This is good. I like its extension. Okay, so this is a move. Alright, this is a thing. I like to say it's a thing. It's a thing you can play here. But if you're white, what I would do is since this is a fourth line stone, the fourth line stones, their weakness is the fact that if you have another move, you can just come under them. And there's nothing black can do. Black can't cut you off. So you could just come under, and then now this group has no eye space. So I would threaten him and see what he does. If he defends, then you're fine. You've got, most likely this corner is a ko, but at most levels they don't know how to make the ko. So usually you could, let's see if black wanted to come in. Black has stuff like this. We try to force a ko in the corner. So in any case, I would either play like this to take the corner, or I play like this to attack black. Okay, white plays here, which is not bad. Okay, this one was wrong, alright? So I want you to think about this for a second. Black already has a low stone at A, alright? And so what black is saying is that with B, he's saying, listen, white might have a large, moyo at the top of territorial framework, and I'm just going to break it up. Alright, so that leaves a weakness. Where's black's weakness? Black's weakness is at here, okay, the 3-3 point, which is where we want to kind of block him at, alright? So we want to come in. So black will block this way. And honestly speaking, you can just see that white's going to get a lot of territory. Black will play here, and then when you come back, you can basically keep black forced down, right? So you make black build this, invest all these stones in this wall, and then you come back and reduce. This stone is low. If black comes the other way, then you rejoice. We'll do the simple one. Okay, this stone really doesn't need to be here. This stone right here is way too close. We want to put this stone further away. So black's a little bit over concentrated. And white can still do things like this to make black much smaller. So I would jump in the corner as white to get profit if black does this. In the game, white did this. This is a really bad move. We don't want a shoulder hit from beneath a stone, because black's next move is to block you in. And then, in which case, if you come out, then you have hane at the head of the two stones here, and that's not, this time you were having fun over here with hane at the head of two stones, but this time now it's your turn. So then you're not going to die, but you're going to get sealed off from the center, and then that could be a really bad thing. This is, okay, so when you played here, I would immediately play like this, right? I would immediately make sure that you didn't have any means to come under to connect to your friendly stones in the upper left. This is a horrible move. White should just connect. Right? White wants to connect, and then black is forcing white to do something he already wants to do. If I were black, I would do this, but in any case, There's some other moves. Black may want to cut maybe later. Black may want to pincer like this later. If you do this, white will do this, and then there's nothing left. You haven't, this forcing move at F17 doesn't gain you that much. Even if you do like this, white will still later be able to play moves like this, and there's nothing over here. Alright, so white played this, which is not terrible, but there's no reason to push first, just connect. White comes out. Black, this is very helpful for black. If I were black, I would still play here. He's trying to seal you in, it looks like. So you make life, okay. Alright, extend, good. Alright. This is an endgame move. You're already alive. You already have more than 6 points on the side, so you're very alive. So you don't need to play here. I would immediately play like this to keep there from being a big territorial framework. Consider if black were to get this move. Let's see you play here. Let's see if black gets this move. Now black's a lot bigger. So I would look at the whole board. R18, since your life and death is over with, since it's already clear that white's alive at the top, there's no need to add more moves. Okay, you have black hanes. You come out. That cuts... I very manly cut, but a little bit overplay. This is also overplay. I could just play like this and kill you. Black was very sweet. The reason I say that this cut is overplay is mainly just because you're cutting this. Once he extends, this group is alive. And this group, I mean, unless you're going to try to do something like this, it's going to be really difficult for you to try to fight this group with so many liberties, especially since your group is weak too. So we cut weak groups. We don't want to cut strong groups. This is not a good move because it makes him... Don't force your opponent to defend themselves. Remember, your opponent isn't, going to let you cut them and kill them. If you attack them, they will defend themselves. So don't force them to defend themselves. Okay, he was very nice. You jump out. You could jump out a little bit faster here. In fact, I would be a little bit fancy and try to attach here. Try to make a little bit of life. But jumping out is simple. He kills that stone. You play here. There's no need for him to defend there. Alright, and then he's going to... If he plays this, what do you do? White can't. These four white stones cannot connect with the bottom stone, so I don't see what happens at this point. I think at this point, white's in a bit of a bind. I would play this, and you may lose these two stones, but you may get the outside. So I would try to play something like this above. If he does it, I would just continue and cover him. If he plays like this, I may not even want to fight this, but at the same time, if he cuts, but you may have something like this to do. But I wouldn't want to be in that situation necessarily. This move allows black to cut you. So, in which case you'd have to give this up. This move is kind of like, it doesn't have a follow-up. You didn't save the corner, right? Because even with this move there, let me get to black. Even with this move there, black can still invade the corner and play the 3-3 and live. If you block this way, easy to live, and if you block the other way, it's the same story. The only way to kill in this case is this, but this doesn't work. So in which case, he just plays like this, and you live. So since the corner is not, since this move I'll mark it with A. Since this move doesn't secure the corner, it doesn't link to the stones at the top. It doesn't really do anything. It's just there. It kind of looks like you're threatening to seal black in, but black's not going to let that happen. So this is the kind of move you want to try to avoid. So let's see what happens in the game. There's no reason to be running to the second line. Right, you cut him. Good. Okay, he's squirming and... Okay, none of that made sense. Alright, so... Ooh. Why are you afraid of this? I mean, you can do lots of things. If you were just like, this is fine. If at any point he decides that he doesn't want... Like, he wants to cut you, you kill him. So... There's nothing really to be afraid of. Although I think you could have been a little bit harder on black, actually. In this right here, okay, you hane. It extends hane. You cover him. This is very good for white. Even if you don't kill him, you can take a lot. You can take a lot because he needs another move, right? He needs another move to live. In which case, you can go like this, and you can start taking this big chunk. So this is where you did really great, but then you have to understand you can't just give him stones because he's not alive yet. So let's say black plays something over here, right? You can hane him and he's dead. So he doesn't have time for that. He doesn't have time to play somewhere else once you connect this stone. He has to play like this or something in order to live. In which case you get the initiative, and now you have the initiative. It's you can take a big point. Yeah, giving the stone's really bad. Now you connect with no points. He's still dying though. Okay. I wouldn't bother with this. What does he do with this? If he tries to live, you can basically see. And you can just go like this, and he's dead. Yeah, he's dead. There's no reason this should be alive. So like I saw that, like see, I see this shape, this two stones, and an eye here, and I know that the hane kills it. So after you basically tie him in, like here, you walled him in, and you even took the time to save to protect this cut. He doesn't have time to play something like this. If you kill his group and he cuts, this group at the bottom is alive, right? He can't cut here or anything like that. In which case, if you're really afraid of this group at the top, just jump into the center. You'll have liberties. If it becomes a capturing race, you'll win because you'll have more liberties. The best case guy is like this. In which case you'll just fight him out. That there's no problem. Yeah, he can't even answer like that. He has to answer like this. You can just push him out. So you have nothing to worry about. Okay, yeah. So when you see a move like this, he's threatening something. Just look at the life and death of the other side, and see if you can, punch him. So you blocked. That's okay. All right. So you're gonna split his groups apart. That makes sense. Oh, there's no. If you're not afraid of him, just walk in between him. You're not afraid of this. Something to be afraid of. I know this group is cut off, but has lots of liberties, and his group in the middle has no eye, and your group has way more chance of making two eyes than his does. I would walk in between his groups stubbornly. There's no need to come back and defend like this. That's not good shape. Okay, so you decide that was big. It's big. This is big. But I still believe you should come in between his groups as best as possible. You might want to start off with the attack, in which case he might defend. So I would probably come out. If he defends the one group, you can attack the other, since you're so strong. There's no reason. And then all the while you're aiming at invading at A, which is still open. Now, the more stones you have in the center, the bigger this invasion will become. That's why I'm not so sure about this, because once you play these moves... Oh, wow. Okay, that was violent. I like it. He plays here. All right. Oh, he can't do that. He cannot extend here. Once you Atari, he has to Atari under. If you play this, he plays this. He has to connect all of his stones. He just gave you free points. If he extends, you block like this. Yeah, then you block. He came out here. What are you afraid of? Just cut him. If he Ataris, you block. Now what? He's dead. There's nothing to do. So just cut. Alright, so this might be okay too. Alright, I mean, he's dead anyway. Alright, so we run away, but the ladder isn't good for you. So, watch out for that. Don't, check the ladder first. Is there any need for this? No, there's no need for this. Okay, see, now basically he's turned this into a sacrifice. And he's got this wall on the outside, so it's really important now. This is a big move, but it's really important now you move into the center. Some kind of way. It's really important you move into the center because if he gets another move, like you played this, which is great, but then black gets to play something like this, and now this center area looks really big, and there's no way for you to get in there. I'll give up these 3 stones. If you're hell bent on killing them, I'll gladly give them up, and then at which point I'll do something like this and try to turn the middle into as much territory as I can. Bad move. Okay, Honey at the head of 2 stones. You don't even have to answer this. Just turn. Alright, yeah, don't peep, like, why, there's no reason to peep here. Just, you make your opponent defend himself. Alright, I would pincer here, see what he does, and try to start a fight at the very least. Because you have this thing at the bottom, in which case you might have a fighting chance to try to do something against him. Alright, he protects a useless stone. Getting in the center is the biggest thing right now. You want to destroy the center. Okay. Just hane here. Okay, because you don't want, there, okay, because we're back into, yeah, you're not going to capture anything, but we're back into Ladderville. You gotta watch those ladders, dude. You gotta watch those ladders. And you would definitely destroy the center, but the problem is, of course, it didn't have to be like that. So I think the main thing from this game, I'm going to stop about here. Main thing from this game is hane at the head of 2 stones. If you don't like run into a wall, if you can, try to watch out for situations like these. Don't worry about this 1 stone, right? You can throw it away. The corners are where the prime real estate is, the efficient territory. So if he leaves it open for you, just go in and take it. There's no reason not to. And basically, you can go over the rest of the review. It's mostly fighting, leaving cuts. Like here, for example, looking at the whole board, this is small, this is big. You'll get a feel for this as you play more games. These reviews are just mainly to point out really big ideas. I'm not going to do too intricate reading. Just pull out the big ideas and try to look for them in your games, and you guys just should improve pretty quickly. Alright, well that's it for today's review. I'll see you guys next time.